Hello and welcome to the Redflex, guys, the only channel in the world which is run by four brothers who all support Manchester United and who all live from Manchester. We've had some very interesting shows over the last few weeks. We've had some amazing global fan cams. Gassim's done a few videos over the last few days. He did one yesterday, which is a really good watch. So for those who haven't seen it, please go to our video section on YouTube or Twitch and you'll be able to see it. It's a really good watch, a very passionate watch, because we all know that Gassim is a very passionate guy.
Very passionate guy.
For various reasons, which we obviously cannot go into on this show. But the reason why we're here today is it's Manchester United against Watford, third round of the FA Cup. It all seems a bit weird for me, it's like, we're battling in the Premier League, so everyone's getting excited about that. That's our focus. We've just been knocked out of the League Cup, and then we're having to start a new competition. So it's all a bit. I'm not that up for it. I'm not too excited, but I know it's really important because obviously we want to get over that disappointment on Wednesday, and obviously we want to make another good cup run. Hopefully we can make the final. Hopefully it's not a semi-final exit, because obviously that would just be an absolute travesty. I'd rather get knocked out before that, so we can stop the media from jumping on the bandwagon again. So, but yeah, Abdul, what are your thoughts on this game? How do you see it panning out?
Well, I think first of all, there's going to be lots of changes, and then even though we're going to make lots of changes, it's still going to look like a very strong team, and the strong team that we actually do put out will result in a win at Old Trafford. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's interesting because you will rest, and you should be resting players. However, obviously he's got Burnley on Tuesday, and then we've got Liverpool on Sunday. So, he obviously has to prioritise the league games. For me, according to the press conference, he did indicate he will be making changes. I think he said that, but obviously he still wants to put out a team which he thinks can win. I think he was asked about Bruno Fernandes, maybe, which I don't think was in the press conference, but in a different interview. And I think he does want to rest him, but I think I've got a feeling that Bruno wants to play in every game. So, that's something he's going to have to manage. Let's talk about the team, because it's an interesting question. I'm not really sure who's going to play and who isn't, but what would your preferred starting 11 be, Abdul?
Well, I think there's one player that's on everyone's minds after what happened against Man City. That's Donny van de Beek. I think he has to start. If he doesn't start in this game, then I'm not sure what he's doing at United. He's probably thinking that anyway. But if he can't start in this game, where it's pretty much going to be the second string team, in my opinion, he needs to move in that case, because he is a very good player. Just it's unfortunate that he does play in a very similar position to Bruno Fernandes. And then obviously at the moment, Bruno Fernandes is undroppable. But I think in this game, Bruno Fernandes has to be rested. He has to be. We need him fresh for the league campaign. And Donny van de Beek against Watford, he'll cause as much damage as Bruno Fernandes will anyway. So I'd rather have him on the pitch, build up his game again, because I'm sure at some point we are going to need him. Just say worst case scenario, if Bruno Fernandes did get injured, then the one player you would want in that position is Donny van de Beek. So he needs to have some game time. He needs to feel like he's part of the squad. He needs to feel confident, because I feel at some point from now till the end of the season, we are going to need him. In regards to who else should be playing, I know Henderson played in the last game, but it's another cup game. So potentially Henderson could be playing again. At the back, I think it's important that we do use all our squad now. So we need to play Tuanzebe. We need to play Brandon Williams if he's fit. I think he is. They're the two main.
Fosu Mensah if he's fit.
Fosu Mensah, yeah, if he's fit. But I would like to see Brandon Williams as a right back, because I know he's right. He's got a right foot. So when he plays at the left, he's always having to always pass the ball on the inside, always go on the inside. So we'll be interested to see him on the right. If not, yeah, Fonsu Mensah can do a job there as well. In the midfield, I think whoever we play in the midfield is going to be a strong midfield anyway, so I've got no concerns there. Up front, I think we're going to see Daniel James again up front, and then there's just going to be some form of combination between whoever's left, whoever's fit up front in the squad. So they may get 45 minutes each, for example, Rashford, Martial, something like that. But I think the main thing that everyone would like to see is Donny van de Beek start.
That's true. I mean, for me, very similar. Yeah, I mean, you can mix and match it. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Mata played some part in this game. I think he does deserve a run out. You know, he's not really done that much wrong this season. I know he had one bad half against someone, but apart
maybe
from
the right. Yeah, maybe from the right.
Yeah, maybe from the right. I think Watford, I think they're in the playoff position, so you know they're doing okay. But they've lost quite a few of their players over the summer, closely when they got relegated. So I can't see them posing too much of a challenge. But it will be that kind of grinding type game. It could turn into that if we don't obviously get that early goal. Now, for me, the interesting question is Eric Bailly. And obviously there was a big bone of contention as to why he didn't play, and he should have played against City. But the fact that we now have Burnley on Tuesday and then Liverpool straight after, is this going to give us an indication of whether Solskjaer thinks he's going to start against Liverpool? So if he plays today, does that mean he probably won't play against Liverpool, or does it not really matter?
I think this game is just a isolated game. If you're a centre-back, you could probably play every game anyway. There's not a lot of movement. You don't have to run a lot. You don't have to do as much as you do if you're having to run back and forth all the time during a game. So this is why Harry Maguire tends to play every game, and I think he will actually start again tomorrow. So I think as a centre-back, I think you can play every game. So even if he does start, I would expect him to start against Burnley and maybe against Liverpool as well.
Fair enough. Got a comment in. Oh, look. How we got famous. Will winning only the FA Cup be deemed a successful season? Interesting question. What do you think?
I think yes, because I think he just needs to get off the mark. Although the FA Cup is not probably what we want, but we need to be a club that starts to win again, starts to win. Although it's not a big trophy, it's still something, and that'll be the first one for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think that's important. And then that will kind of breed some more success, hopefully, for the upcoming seasons.
Will you take it over the Europa League?
No, because I think with the Europa League, although I don't think United are going to need to win the Europa League to qualify for this season's Champions League, if you do win it, you do get in Champions League. So it means more than the FA Cup. And also with the Europa, it's a European competition. Although it's the kind of pound shop version of the Champions League, it's still a European trophy, I think, which is, and also it will guarantee a place in the Champions League, and also the following season, the European Super Cup, which is again another trophy that you can win.
Interesting point. Yeah, it's got its benefits. Obviously, you mentioned Super Cup. Obviously, you'd be top seed, wouldn't you? You'd be seeded top in your group, which obviously would help, but I don't think that really matters these days. We saw United's group, bit of a group of death. So, it doesn't really. I mean, for me, the biggest drawback for Europa League is the amount of fixtures. I'd rather go out now and then have a clear run, on the FA Cup and the league. But let's see how that pans out.
Yeah, I think it's important we actually don't put all our eggs into one basket. I think we should try to do well, and then towards the end of the season, then we need to kind of reassess to work out where we need to actually play our strongest team.
Agreed. I mean, worst case scenario, if we lose this game, what impacts that can have on Ole and on the club? What do you think?
If it was just a isolated game and we lost, I mean, at Watford, Old Trafford against Watford, I mean, we shouldn't be losing against any team from the Championship at Old Trafford, regardless of who we have on the pitch. But just the fact that we lost the last game, I think it's important that we win, and we need to win convincingly as well against Watford.
Agreed. There were hints of Odion Ighalo starting in the press conference. He said obviously he's got that connection with Watford. Obviously, he's talked about when he was at Watford, Oddy, and that it was his dream to play for United, and how he wanted to really impress when he went to Old Trafford, because he knew if he played well, there was a chance of maybe United wanting to sign him. I think he mentioned that in one of his interviews, which I watched on MUTV. I think he will play. I think his contract ends at the end of January. I think it'll be a fitting game for him to go.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the last game he actually plays for United. So I hope he does start, because this is probably one of the only games he could probably get on the pitch. So I think he's deserved a farewell. It's a shame there's no fans, because the fans, I think, really, really like his passion for the club, and you can clearly tell he loves Manchester United, and he loves to put on that red jersey. So it's a shame there's no fans to see him off, and this could potentially be his last game. So yeah, I would like him to, if he doesn't start, at least get onto the pitch.
So yeah, I mean, talking about fringe players, there's obviously probably a few that are going to play tomorrow. Obviously, if they win, the next round's in 2 weeks' time. So again, I think Odion again would be eligible to play. I think anyone genuinely can make a claim for that kind of, to become part of that first team rotation. Any of the fringe players, anyone got a genuine claim? Or is it just a case of getting them to play for the minutes?
I think the only reason these players will play is to give other players a rest. I think Solskjaer kind of knows what his strongest 14, 15, 16 are. And they're the ones who are going to play the most minutes this season. So everyone else, I think, will get some minutes in the Europa. But I think because we've got a tough tie in Europa, I think he might play a stronger team. So this could be the only opportunity that a lot of the fringe players get to actually play this season. So I think it's important for them to try and impress. But I don't think they're going to get into that first team reckoning based on one performance.
Agreed. Again, another bit that was talked about in the press conference was the imminent exits of a few of them. There was talk about Brandon Williams wanting to go on loan in the papers. Obviously, it wasn't directly mentioned by Ole Gunnar in the press conference. He did mention, obviously, about Rojo, that he's now back in Argentina, I believe. Romero was there, now he's back, but he will not be. Their contracts will not be renewed. Which is, I think, a stance they should have took with a lot of players, i.e. Jones and Lingard. What they'll get for them in this window, probably not much. I think they'll probably have to be let go on the free. But yeah, any thoughts on that? To be honest, I'm not really that bothered. They're going, I guess. You've got any sympathies? Any thoughts?
No, not really. I think they've done their time at United. They've done whatever they could. I think it is time to offload them. So that will hopefully free up some kind of wage budget for a significant summer spend, which is something I expect, especially in our key positions that we need to improve on. So we actually need to get rid of these players, I think, before we can make those signings.
Yeah, that's right. I just think, it's a key game for Donny van de Beek. I think he will play. He should play. If he can put in a very, very strong performance, maybe get a goal, I think, he's one who could maybe obviously push for a first team start. And again, obviously, Dean Henderson, hopefully, he won't be in too much action tomorrow. But again, obviously, he's one who could obviously push for a start as well. So I think we've covered everything for the game. It's one, as I said, it's a must-win game in terms of, you don't want to make it two losses on the bounce. It'll give us that, kind of that winning feeling again, and we can take that into the game against Burnley. So, we'll be back, everyone, obviously, for the post-match.
Just before you go, Harris, what score do you think it's going to be? We've not discussed that.
Yeah, the score. Good point. Good question. I think I'm going to have to go for a tight game, to be honest. 2-1.
Where is Mystic Cass when you need him? I think he's the one who can tell us what the score is going to be. I think it'll be a convincing 3-0 victory at Old Trafford, but I don't think I've got any score correct this season yet.
Hopefully you can make it your first.
Maybe you have. I actually can't remember, but as far as I know, I don't think I've got anything right. So
any win of any sort, I think will do. With me, any win of any sort will be good, just to get in the next round. But yeah, guys, as we mentioned at the start of the show, this is an inclusive show. It's one we want everyone to get involved with. Again, you can DM us if you want to get involved in any of the pre-match, post-match shows. But yeah, as per usual, guys, please spread the word, like, comment, and subscribe. All the good stuff. You can see all the links down below. And we will be back on Saturday evening. It's a late kickoff here in the UK 8, so we'll be back shortly after for all the post-match and hopefully all the reaction to some of the great goals we're going to be scoring. So yeah, up until then,